We want the Big Ten championship, and we're going to win it as a team. They can throw out all those great backs and great quarterbacks and great defensive players throughout the country and in this conference. But there's going to be one team that's going to play solely as a team. No man is more important than the team. No coach is more important than the team. The team, the team, the team. When the old season is over, you and I know it's going to be Michigan again. Michigan.
This ground, this field, it is my home. And when you step through my door, pay your respects, because greatness lives here. There is only team. There is only this field. There is only today. There is only one Oklahoma.
This is CFB Grudge Match.
Sherrone Moore is going back to Oklahoma, back to where he played offensive line for Bob Stoops, back to where it all began. Now he's the head coach at Michigan, bringing five-star freshman Bryce Underwood into hostile territory. Week 2, prime time. Big Ten versus SEC. This isn't about who wins the game. It's about who gets ultimate bragging rights. 9 categories. Winner takes all. To refresh your mind, here's how this works. We break down Michigan versus Oklahoma in 9 categories that actually matter. 7 points for winning each category, 3 points for losing. Our method is mathematically flawless, and your complaints mean absolutely nothing to us. Now, let's see who really wins this primetime battle. Mascot Showdown. First up, the Michigan Wolverine versus the Sooner Wagon. Let's start out by addressing the elephant in the room. Michigan doesn't have an official sideline mascot character, and they're actually proud of that tradition. They honestly consider the practice unnecessary and undignified. Coach Fielding Yost tried actual live Wolverines named Biff and Benny in 1927, but they became too vicious and had to be returned to the Detroit Zoo. One more attempt at a live Wolverine mascot came in 1939 when Chevrolet Motor Company gifted one to the athletic department. Treppy, short for Intrepidas, only made one game appearance due to stress on Treppy and objections from museum experts. He was immediately retired to the campus zoo. The university is nicknamed the Wolverines, but this refers to the animal itself rather than a specific mascot character. Michigan's overall philosophy on the mascot is, the symbol speaks for itself. We don't need no stinking costume.
What kind of monster are you? The Wolverine.
The Sooner Schooner celebrates Oklahoma's frontier heritage, the brave pioneers who raced into the territory to claim their piece of the American dream. It's named for early settlers who, quote, jumped the gun into the Oklahoma territory. The Sooner Schooner has been rolling across Owen Field since 1964, pulled by 2 beautiful ponies named Boomer and Sooner. Interestingly, non-live animal mascots were also needed to represent the university at certain athletic contests and charity events. So, the Boomer and Sooner costumed mascots represent the University of Oklahoma in these situations. Weird fact, another mascot, Little Red, a dancing Native American caricature mascot, was a fixture for many years but was abolished in 1970 following student protests and remains removed from the sidelines. The sight of the Sooner Schooner rolling across the field is one of the most famous traditions in college athletics, and one that Oklahoma fans will always cherish.
Watch this, folks.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa. Watch her ability to roll. When she hits the ground, nice roll.
Our verdict? Oklahoma wins. A living, breathing tradition that gallops onto the field beats an abstract concept every time. Sorry, Michigan, but real beats theoretical. Michigan, 3 points to Oklahoma's 7 points. Program winning history. Time to separate the elite from the pretenders. Who's had more success? Michigan claims 12 national championships, including their recent 2023 title, that capped a perfect 15-0 season. They're literally the winningest program in college football history with 1,013 wins and a .733 winning percentage. The Wolverines have 45 conference championships and dominated the early 1900s, with 4 straight national titles from 1901 to 1904. Now, Oklahoma counters with 7 claimed national championships and 50 conference titles. The Sooners have 950 wins and a .723 winning percentage, and they hold the record for the longest winning streak in Division I history with 47 straight victories. Plus, Oklahoma is the only program with 4 100-win head coaches in school history. But here's where it gets really spicy. Michigan just survived a massive sign-stealing scandal with overwhelming evidence of violations, but got to keep all their wins and their national championship. Meanwhile, Oklahoma had to vacate their entire 2005 season for players getting paid for work they didn't do. And let's not forget Barry Switzer's program in the 1980s with cocaine scandals, gunfiring in dorms, and systematic cheating that led to probation. Our verdict? Michigan gets the edge because when they cheat, they're smart enough not to lose their wins. We're just saying.
I might as well have cheated on you as much as you accuse me of cheating.
Michigan, 10 points. Oklahoma, 10 points. Uniform battle. Let's talk about these iconic threads. Michigan rocks those iconic maize and blue uniforms that have been legendary since 1879. The winged helmet design is one of the most recognizable in college football. Originally created to help quarterbacks spot receivers downfield, but now it's pure college football art. Some say the blue represents the Great Lakes. Originally, maize was chosen simply because it provided a nice contrast. Clean, classic, and timeless. Although tradition is king in Ann Arbor when it comes to the football program, the Wolverines have shown their willingness to try new uniform combinations in recent years. Oh, and this season, they're adding Captain C patches to jerseys for the first time in program history, showing they respect tradition while still evolving. Oklahoma brings the heat with their crimson and cream combination, a pairing that's been part of Sooner Saturdays for over a century. That deep crimson red represents the rich Oklahoma soil, while the cream celebrates the state's agricultural heritage. The interlocking OU on those classic white helmets is pure simplicity and swagger, a design that's barely changed since the Bud Wilkinson era. From the all-crimson dominance of Red River Showdowns to the bring-the-wood blackout uniforms that electrify night games, the Sooners know how to make a statement. And when they roll out special alternates like the Rough Rider set, it's a perfect blend of tradition and modern edge. Proof that in Norman, style is just another way to win. Our verdict? Michigan takes this one. The winged helmet is college football royalty. Oklahoma's got great uniforms, but Michigan's got one of the most iconic designs in the sport. Michigan, 17 points. Oklahoma, 13 points. Stadium Showdown. Time for stadium warfare. The Big House in Ann Arbor holds 107,601 screaming Wolverine fans, making it the largest stadium in the United States and Western Hemisphere. Built in 1927, this place is pure college football cathedral. When 107,000 plus fans start singing Hail to the Victors, the ground literally shakes. It's called the Big House for a reason. Fun fact, in 1930, Michigan took advantage of new technology and installed electronic scoreboards at both ends of the stadium. In doing so, Michigan Stadium became the first stadium to use electronic scoreboards for official game time. Today, Michigan Stadium is one of the few collegiate stadiums with a video scoreboard in each end zone. Oh, and legend has it, when the stadium was being built, the swampy earth claimed an excavation crane that actually remains buried there. One account holds that workers had left the vehicle in the mud at the end of the day on a Friday, only to return to it swallowed up on Monday. Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium holds 86,112 passionate Sooners. Built in 1923, originally as a grandstand, it's got incredible history and tradition. The Boomer Sooner chant echoes through Norman like thunder, and when the Sooner Schooner circles the field, the place goes absolutely electric. They call it the Palace on the Prairie for good reason. Fun fact, from 1937 to 1942, the stadium served as a makeshift dorm for young men struggling to find resources to attend the university. The students were housed in several renovated rooms on the second floor. The university paid the utility bills, a fraternity donated a stove, and OU President Bizel supplied the refrigerator. Interestingly, almost since its inception, the stadium has been a work in progress, with renovations and upgrades constantly ongoing. Our verdict? Michigan wins. 107,000 people versus 86,000 people. The Big House is literally the biggest home field advantage in college football. Michigan, 24 points. Oklahoma, 16 points. City face-off. Ann Arbor versus Norman. Let's settle this. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Population 123,000. This is the quintessential college town, home to the University of Michigan, and absolutely bursting with culture. The city is often called Tree Town due to its abundance of parks and trees. You've got the Michigan Theater, the Hands-On Museum, incredible restaurants on Main Street, and the beautiful Huron River running right through downtown. 4 seasons, world-class education, and that perfect college town atmosphere. The city also hosts the nation's largest juried art fair. The city features one of the few glass-roof shopping galleries in the country. Fun fact, there's a wall covered entirely in used chewing gum in Graffiti Alley. Oh, and former President Barack Obama is a huge fan of Zingerman's. Norman, Oklahoma, population 128,000. This place lives and breathes Sooner football. You've got Campus Corner with its legendary restaurants and bars, the National Weather Center where tornado research happens, Lake Thunderbird just minutes away for outdoor adventures, and you're only 20 minutes from Oklahoma City's big city amenities. Southern hospitality meets college town charm. In 2023, Livability.com named Norman one of its 100 best places to live, citing the city's forward-thinking approach, unmatched parks, and recreation system. Our verdict? Norman wins. Better weather, lower cost of living, and that authentic college football atmosphere beats snowy Michigan winters and expensive everything. Plus, you get actual tornadoes to study.
This storm's gonna be a lot bigger than we anticipated.
Cow. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows.
Michigan, 27 points. Oklahoma, 23 points. Academics and student body. Time for the brain battle. Let's separate the scholars from the party schools. Michigan isn't messing around academically. They're ranked number 21 nationally and number 3 among public universities by U.S. News. The Wolverines have more than 100 top 10 graduate programs, and Money Magazine ranks them number 1 for value. With 33,730 undergraduates and an 82% four-year graduation rate, plus free tuition for families making under $125,000, Michigan is serious about education. Their average SAT is around 1470, and they produce 1 U.S. president, 24 governors, 3 Supreme Court justices, and 10 Nobel laureates. Oklahoma has 22,046 undergraduates and ranks number 132 nationally, number 68 among public schools. Their SAT average sits between 1140 to 1330. That's still a significant gap from Michigan. With a 76% acceptance rate compared to Michigan's selective 18%, Oklahoma is much easier to get into. Their four-year graduation rate is 56%, 26 points lower than Michigan's 82%. The Sooners have solid programs in meteorology and petroleum engineering, but they can't match Michigan's breadth of academic excellence. Our verdict? This one's a blowout. Michigan is basically the public Ivy League, while Oklahoma is, well, Oklahoma. When there's a 250-point SAT gap and a 26-point graduation rate difference, the debate is over. Michigan, 34 points. Oklahoma, 26 points. Famous alumni battle. Celebrity deathmatch time. Michigan's alumni list reads like a who's who of American achievement. They've got Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time with 7 Super Bowl rings. President Gerald Ford, Google co-founder Larry Page, legendary playwright Arthur Miller, and Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian ever. Add in James Earl Jones, Ben Carson, Jonas Salk who cured polio, and entertainment icons like Selma Blair and Iggy Pop. Their business leaders include the father of information theory Claude Shannon, DeLorean founder John DeLorean, and Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross. Oklahoma counters with some serious star power of their own. They've got Hollywood legends like Ed Harris and James Garner, plus TV icon Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls. In sports, they produced NFL Hall of Famers Troy Aikman and Adrian Peterson, plus current stars like Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, and NBA All-Stars Blake Griffin and Trae Young. They've got astronauts Fred Hayes and Owen Garriott, plus politicians like former New Mexico Governor Susana Martinez and multiple congressmen. Our verdict? Michigan still wins this battle. Oklahoma has some legitimate stars, but when you've got the GOAT quarterback, a U.S. president, Google's co-founder, and the guy who cured polio all from one school, you've won the alumni game. It is closer than we thought, though. Michigan, 41 points. Oklahoma, 29 points. Fight song face-off, Battle of the Anthem. Michigan's Hail to the Victors is literally one of the first and most legendary fight songs ever written. Written in 1898 by music student Louis Elbel after Michigan crushed Chicago 12-11 to win the Western Conference Championship. Elbel was so inspired by the victory that he composed it on the train ride home from Chicago because he wanted something more elevating than their current fight song. John Philip Sousa's band gave it its first public performance in 1899, and it's been played at Buckingham Palace and in 31 countries during Michigan's world tour. This isn't just a fight song, it's a piece of musical history. Oklahoma's Boomer Sooner was created in 1905 by Arthur M. Alden, who brilliantly adapted Yale's Bula Bula and North Carolina's I'm a Tar Heel Born into something uniquely Oklahoma. The name Sooner comes from the 1889 land rush settlers who snuck in early to claim the best land, basically celebrating rule breakers and rebels. It's performed by the Pride of Oklahoma marching band and paired with the iconic Sooner Schooner wagon pulled by ponies named Boomer and Sooner. The repetitive Boomer Sooner chant creates an absolutely electric atmosphere that gets 85,000 fans going wild. Our verdict? This one's closer than expected. Michigan has the historical prestige and royal performance credentials, but Oklahoma's song celebrates actual rebels and rule breakers with a melody so catchy it combines the best of two other schools. Michigan edges it out on pure legendary status. Michigan, 48 points. Oklahoma, 32 points. Coach dinner. The ultimate question. Which coach would you rather have dinner with? Sherrone Moore brings that authentic blue-collar energy. A former Oklahoma lineman nicknamed Ask Sherrone for always having the answers. He's the kind of guy who made his house the team hangout and never let anyone feel left out. Rising from Michigan's tight ends coach to back-to-back Joe Moore, award-winning offensive line coach, to national championship-winning offensive coordinator, to the program's first black head coach, he's got incredible stories about building championship teams and mentoring players. This is the same coach who cried tears of joy after beating Penn State as interim.
What does it mean to you?
I want to thank the Lord. I want to thank Coach Arbor. Fucking love you, man. Love the shit out of you, man. This is for you.
Pure passion and authenticity. He'd pick up the check, ask about your family, and probably get you laughing with a story about finishing a brutal workout dead last but never quitting. Brent Venables is coaching intensity personified. The kind of guy whose stare alone could make a freshman lineman fix his stance. A three-time national champion as a defensive coordinator, Broyles Award winner, and architect of some of the nastiest defenses in modern college football, he's been in the war rooms at Kansas State, Oklahoma, and Clemson. He's the kind of coach who might pace like a caged tiger before kickoff, turn a recruiting trip into a small-town diner story, or sketch a blitz on a napkin mid-meal, because football is never far from this dude's mind. One dinner with Venables wouldn't just be a meal. It'd be a masterclass in football strategy, leadership, and the art of outworking everyone in the room.
You know, because it does take what it takes. There's no shortcut. There's only one way to get out of, you know, the mud pit that we're in right now. And so I told everybody, every player, every coach, anybody that wants to leave, I'll help you leave. You don't have to come to practice no more the rest of the season. Anybody that you want to chit-chat and you want to, you know, bitch and moan and complain about whatever opportunities you are or aren't getting, or what the coach is calling, what system we're in and all this, and why are we doing this, why you make me put my suit on, you know, well, why do I got to go do the alma mater, whatever it is, it's okay. I'll escort you to the door right now.
Our verdict? Venables wins. Moore's got heart, but Venables has 3 championship rings and decades of war stories. That dinner would be college football education. Final results. Let's tally this thing up. Michigan Wolverines, 51 points. Oklahoma Sooners, 39 points. Oklahoma started strong, but Michigan was too much in the end. Look, this was basically a coin flip, and both fan bases probably want to fight us right now. Newsflash, we don't care. Michigan gets the academics and that iconic stadium, but Oklahoma brought the fire with their mascot, Norman's charm, and Venables' championship pedigree. No shade to either program. Both are giants of the game with traditions that run deep. But listen up. The pull of 107,000 voices in the big house and the iconic winged helmets edges out the rumble of the Sooner Schooner and the weight of that championship pedigree almost every time. Drop your hottest takes in the comments below. Tell us which category we got completely wrong. Defend your school. Start fights with rival fans. In the comments, that is. Subscribe for more CFB Grudge Match content, and next week we're diving into the history of college football's most controversial moments. See you next time.